Oh wow, this girl plays easy.
Hit you.
Hey everyone, this is Bbforky here. We're just going to do some review on an SGDQ 2014 run that I did with UnusualCook. It's actually really old. We've been meaning to do commentary on this for a while, but you know, I haven't got my shit together, I guess. But I am joined here with CardsOfTheHeart, who does a lot of runs for a number of Puzzle League games, which he used to have the world record for this game. But he has world records for Tetris Attack right now, Pokemon Puzzle League, Nintendo Puzzle Challenge maybe? I'm not quite sure.
Nintendo Puzzle Collection, yes, and the Game Boy Tetris Attack.
And the Game Boy Tetris Attack, which we're not going to go into that one because...
No, that's kind of a difficult one to play.
That one's a little bit interesting with colors. But if you guys aren't familiar too much with this game, obviously it's in the puzzle genre. It's kind of like a fast-paced attack kind of game. Basic mechanics to this game: clearing blocks of 3 or more will get rid of the blocks on your screen. If you do like 4 or more at the same time, it's called a combo. And then if you're kind of combining blocks together, like you clear 3 after 3 in a consecutive amount of time, that's called a chain. The basic mechanics for that, when you're playing like a versus match, sends what we call a garbage block to the opponent. So it's just blocks that will go on top of theirs, and it's all of the same color, and in order for you to clear it, you have to clear your blocks touching the garbage block. So the basic concept of it is when your screen fills up, that's basically when you lose. You have like a certain amount of stop time before you actually do lose, but that's the gist of it. And kind of how the games differ game by game, which the majority of us would either play Tetris Attack, which is the first one in the series, unless you're counting Japanese Panel de Pon, Pokemon Puzzle League, and Puzzle Challenge. And I'll focus on Puzzle League and Puzzle Challenge because that's going to be the majority of what we're talking about. Puzzle League, when you're doing the one-player mode, will be it'll show you actually playing the computer, and you can see the chains that they're doing, you know, all the motions that they're doing, and they will send garbage blocks to you, you'll send it to them, and you can just see when we die. Whereas on Puzzle Challenge, you know, it's got that concept, but it's kind of hidden since the computer isn't on the screen. But instead what they did was they made a health bar for your opponent, and you basically have to chain and combo so much to bring their health down. And it can be annoying when you're playing because they can regenerate their health at a certain level, which I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, the healing is the single greatest driver behind the strategy in this game, and based on what I've been able to figure out on how the healing goes, these opponents on intense mode, I don't know much about the lower game levels in challenge mode, but for intense, these opponents like to heal when their HP goes below 40% health. That's usually been the cutoff point I've observed.
And when you're playing through, like the intense mode, which is, you know, standardly people of our skill, we play that one, usually you'll start off with a big chain, and if you get a big enough one, you know, clear all the blocks that are on your screen, it usually takes about half or below half. So that's when he starts getting in that healing phase, so that's when it can be tricky. A lot of it, at least when I play, is a lot about timing. You could start off with a little bit smaller one, so they won't heal, but then it would be harder to take off the rest of their health. So it is a lot of skill, a lot of luck, I guess you would say.
Yeah, you really do have to deal a whole bunch of damage in one blow, and that's really not the easiest task to perform.
Throw little stars at them after you clear lines. It's great.
Overall, I would say this race here went pretty well, considering big controversy about this game, probably why it hasn't been at a lot of GDQs. Puzzle games just have a lot of RNG and can be really inconsistent. But I think due to the performance of this one, how close it was, and it was really back and forth, I'm really glad how it went along, and I hope to see this again soon. We are actually planning on submitting Pokemon Puzzle League, which is the N64 version of this game, for SGDQ, and that would be run by Cards here.
That's the plan.
So yeah, a lot of people really never beat this difficulty, at least in their first playthrough. It takes a long time. Well, it takes a long time to get to this level usually.
Yeah, you heard Cook just mention in the video that it takes a long time to get to a really high level to run these modes. I mean, I've been playing Puzzle League, for example, for well over 10 years. The game came out in like 2000, and I've been playing the game not too long since its release, and even as much as I've played, I still don't think I'm at a master level with these games. So it really does take a lot of practice.
Yeah, it's different from any other game, really. And the fact that as a speedrunning aspect, you know, for platformers and stuff, yeah, that does take some skill. But literally, if you think about it, it's just memorizing button inputs, and you could get the same route perfectly every time if, you know, you had like the perfect execution, which is extremely hard, don't get me wrong. But for example, for a Puzzle League game like this, you have to just know the mechanics of the game, because the blocks are just randomized every time, so you won't know where to make the chain every time. You gotta just analyze the blocks really quickly, and that's why you can't really pick up this game at the very beginning. You'd have to practice and practice, which kind of discourages people from playing it.
Yeah, and unlike Puzzle League,
Yeah, it does tend to be highly reactionary, and that can be off-putting for a lot of people, because we know how speedrunners are with RNG.
relatively sooner, in my opinion, than in Puzzle League. You have to make sure.
You know, as far as this goes, though, like I said before, it was a really good run, and I think I will talk about the marathon a little bit in this case, which, if you guys don't know what the GDQs are, they have 2 of them each year. There's Awesome Games Done Quick, which happens in the winter, and then Summer Games Done Quick, which happens in the summer, which both are really awesome marathons. A bunch of speedrunners get together, and they raise money for different charities, which Awesome Games Done Quick does the Prevent Cancer Foundation, and SGDQ does Doctors Without Borders, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a cool get-together, a lot of people do, and they've raised a lot of money, because the past 2 AGDQs both have topped over $1 million, and I believe SGDQ, the previous one, topped 700 or 800,000, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Real quick,
Yeah,
I'd
it
like
is.
to remind
It is.
you
It is
guys
a
that we
very,
are in
very
Pokemon
worthy cause, I
and
think.
Because of that, there are actually 5 prizes
If you
on the
guys
line. If you
ever
donate a
got
certain
into
amount of money, then
speedrunning,
you'll be
or
put into a random
if you do
drawing.
speedrunning now and haven't
If
been
you
to
donate at
any
least
of the
$5
events,
during the Pokemon
it is a
Puzzle
really
Challenge
fun
and
time.
Pokemon
I've been
Races,
to 2 of them now.
then you'll
This is the
be
only run I've
entered
done
into
for
the
this
drawing
one,
for the
but I've been to
Pokemon Mega
SGDQ
Diancie
2014 and
mini
AGDQ
print, the Pokemon
2015.
movie vinyl
It is a
record,
really cool feel,
and the
because
signed Kanto
I think
field guide.
with other
And if you
gaming
donate at least
conferences
$10 during this
or like
block,
gaming
you'll be in the
tournaments,
drawing for
people
all of
kind of
those
have
prizes.
like
And you will also
the
be in
same view, or
drawings
like do
for,
the same thing. Like if you go to a
Cosmic
Smash Bros
Dolphins
tournament,
Pikachu
obviously
N64
everyone plays Smash
controller,
there.
and the
But if you
Pokemon
go to an
Stadium
event like this, it's kind of spread out, because everyone, you know, has their own
Still
unique
lots of great
game.
prizes.
You
Shout out
see
to
so
everyone
many
who
different
donated
games you
those.
didn't even know existed, and people are just, you know, kind of collaborating and
Plus,
having
Cosmic
fun.
Dolphin,
Well, I'm
Misty,
sure you guys
Yoshi
heard it. Like,
1001,
there's like
Alone, and
a
Carry
bunch
On.
of stuff that happen off stream that you don't see on the big screen, with the track and field incident at AGDQ 2015. That was one of the most funniest things I've ever seen. I don't even know how it started. I guess someone brought a cartridge of it, and let's just say for AGDQ there is multiple rooms. Like, they had the mainstream room, so that was set up to where like half the room they had the tech station, the couch, the stream, you know, where they streamed everything there. And the other half, they had like 2 big projectors and just a bunch of chairs, and that's where everybody, you know, you could come see it, and you could see the runners still in distance. Oh, excuse me, in distance. And then they had a couple other rooms. They had like a practice room. It was dedicated just to the people who were running games in the events. They had a casual room, which, you know, you could just literally go in there and play any game. They had a tournament room, aka the Smash room, because Everyone is obsessed with Smash Brothers for some reason. I like Smash, so I guess I can't blame them. And then they had like a runner's room, which was kind of like another practice room, but I guess it was like, I guess you just wanted to stay really quiet in there. I don't know. And they had a couple other things for like hospitality, like eating and stuff like that. But you would see a lot of people in the practice room, because that's just where random stuff would go on. They had a bunch of TVs in there. So back to the track and field thing, I would just be up there a lot, and we would just hear people yelling every once in a while. And I didn't know what was going on at first, and I went and checked it out one time, and it's just these people playing this 100-meter dash on this N64 with these blocky characters. They're like, why is this getting so hype? And time kept passing on, and more people kept trying it because they're going after this specific time every time. And I'm sad that I missed the actual like final thing when Oxwaz broke it, but I've seen the video, and man, it just got so hype in there, and they were throwing money around everywhere.
A few times it's not fun at all because it's like
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that Oxwaz is a literal god gamer.
I can agree with that. I spent a little bit of time with Ox. He played Super Monkey Ball for the first time ever. Played expert and beat it within like 2 or 3 hours. And I'm like, are you serious? I think Super Monkey Ball is technically one of the most technical games to beat, just because the way the camera angle works and stuff like that. And he did so good at it. And I'd play him in like Kirby's Air Ride. He'd kick my ass in that. He's really good at games. And you'll see a ton of people like that, just in so many different random games. I can't even begin to name them all. But that's really cool just to see the different games that people like, and you can learn a bunch of different stuff like that. For example, like Blue Glass likes Swagman, which was a game I brought to SGDQ, which is really terrible.
you can get, upwards of 10 minutes, and then
Overall, really good cause, really good experience, and stuff like that.
Alright, so question I have.
What's up?
So like we mentioned earlier, I plan to submit Pokemon Puzzle League for this upcoming SGDQ, and if I get a game picked, I am going to go. So my question would be, for anyone attending one of these events for the first time, like what are like the things that you must do on your trip? Like what things must you do there? What are the go-to activities?
I guess it just depends on your preference, but there was a lot of things that I would recommend you do first. The first thing I would just say is don't forget, or just don't stay in your hotel a lot, because most of these events are based around the city. SGDQ is going to be in Minneapolis, so I haven't been around there a whole lot, but like when I was in Denver and Washington, there's just so many cool things to go if you go downtown. And there's so many accessible options. You can take a bus. They have like things associated with the hotel where you can ride. And I would just say try to go downtown, visit as much as you can. There's always like museums, you can go to zoos, or every city has something that's special to them. Check out their restaurants and stuff like that. A second thing I would say is
super hard mode is still pretty difficult.
the majority of the people that go there really don't go to watch the stream, I will say. Yeah, there is a lot of hype moments where you just see everybody in the stream room, but I think it's more of a get-together rather than a let's just watch some speedruns, because if that was the case, then you would just stay home and watch it on your screen, because it's open, every game is open for you to watch. There's so many different people to meet, and you learn so many different stories. I like that aspect. Just walking around, going to the different rooms that they have set up. Just try to meet as many people as you can, I would say. I mean, other than that, your preference,
Combos, like
just
going 4 in a row or so, like,
do whatever you want to do when you're down there. That's the way I see it. If you do like watching the stream, so have it. If you want to get that like FaceTime on the couch, be my guest. I have nothing against that.
Actually, that might kill.
But there are endless things to do around there because the hotels are always so big and stuff like that. And about this run, I don't know if I passed it up yet, but there was a donation comment that wanted me and Cook to sing the Team Rocket theme song, I believe it was. And I just want to say I apologize for not singing that, because I didn't even hear any single one of the comments read during this run, because they had some really bad like audio troubles with this game. Like, I guess maybe not the game in general, just the whole stream.
Yeah, I remember reading a bunch of comments about the arrangement of the couch and the marathon room, and a lot of the complaints I was hearing was that no one on the couch could hear the host at all.
That I can confirm that 100%. It was so hard, and I wish I could have read it. But I think one of the funniest things during this run, if you go back and watch it, because we're gonna be talking this whole time, so you probably can't hear any of the audio. But there was a point in time where the person who was hosting said, do we have any time to read off any donation comments? But I couldn't hear that. But for some reason in my head, I thought it was okay for someone to start reading donation comments. So literally right after she said that, I was like, you can go ahead and read off some donation comments if you'd like. That was one of the little funny moments of that. I went back and watched that. I'm like, holy, that is pretty funny. You get some interesting things that happen at these events.
Not very nice of him.
Pokemon are being jerks today.
No, he haven't. Oh, speaking about jerks, he haven't been.
So, Cards, you want to talk about what we have been going right now in the speedrunning community, as in the races we're doing and trying to build up hype to, you know, give ourselves better chances of getting a game like this into SGDQ?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Since we are trying to make such a big push to generate hype for Puzzle League, to get it back into the main consciousness of the speedrunning public at large, I suppose you'd call it. We're trying to set up a weekly race every Friday night around. We've usually been starting at around 9 p.m. Eastern time. We've been trying to do some puzzle league game of some sort. It's usually Pokemon Puzzle League, because that's what most of us are familiar with. But last weekend we did Tetris Attack, and the weekend before that we did this really interesting puzzle game that was originally made for the Dreamcast called Wind and Water Puzzle Battles. We're treating it as like a general puzzle league / puzzle appreciation thing. We're just trying to keep people aware of the game, so that way we can evaluate whether it'll get a good reception at a GDQ. So we're just trying to build the hype, and really the Puzzle League community couldn't ask for a better hype man than Bbforky over here.
I try my best. I really, one of my biggest inspirations, just because I would say this series, or just Pokemon Puzzle League in general, has been one of my favorite games. And it's always good to see people playing it. I'm always on Twitch. I follow the game, so anytime someone's like streaming it, I try to watch.
I do too. It amazes me that there are still people that do try to speedrun this game. In fact, I think before going on, I was seeing Altabiscuit, the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga runner, do some S-Art attempts, but it amazes me the people that still play the series, the people that still watch the series. I mean, I don't get that many viewers for most of my games, but all the ones that do come to watch my Puzzle League or Tetris Attack or Puzzle Challenge streams, I appreciate each and every single one of them, because I know they love the game, and I could not ask for anything else, really.
Yeah, and I will say, if you do plan on running a game like this or just playing in casual, you will get frustrated. That is part of this game. It is an extremely difficult game. Don't give up on it if you really do want to play it. It is a lot of fun once you get down the mechanics. When we do races of it, again, it gets frustrating because it's a RNG heavy game. But I think at the end of the day, all of us, sit back and laugh, and we had an enjoyably good time. And plus, it's funny because of how RNG it is. I think everyone kind of gets a chance at winning a race like that too, because I mean,
just about,
if you get good enough luck, you can just pull ahead of other people. So it's kind of like a fair thing in a sense, even though it's not fair at the same time.
Yes. The game is unfair, but at the same time, you can practice at it to a point where you can try to overcome some of the RNG. And there's really only so much practice you can do, which is why people at sufficient skill levels can compete in games like this.
And if any of you guys watching this video are interested, in this game at all, or just the concept of puzzle games, there are a lot of resources that are available to you that you can find, meet people to race against, or just to play against. One of them, pretty big website I hope a lot of people know about, but if you don't, it's called SpeedrunsLive.com. There's tons of live races that go on every day there. Literally just about any game that you can think of. They have an IRC channel on there. You can go on there, find people who just about race any kind of game with you, and you can just sit back and have a good time. Of course, there's also Speed Demos Archive as well, which puts on both of these events. I can say enough about them. They've done so much for the speedrunning community over, like the past 15 years, I want to say? I don't know. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah. They originally started with Quake, which is a pretty old, pretty classic game. So yeah, they've been around quite a while.
But if you do want to get involved with this game in specific, we have a Skype group that's set up. You can contact me or Cards on Twitch or on YouTube. We both have one. I can put links in the descriptions for you guys. But just send us a message to one of us. We'll hook you up, put you in the Skype group. If you don't have Skype or don't like using it, there's also, we can talk to you in the IRC or just on Twitch. Many ways to get involved, and we really want to build up the hype as much as we can, because we want to see this game return to SGDQ, because I think we could do an even better run than we did on this one.
Fingers crossed.
Dragonite's actually, in my opinion, one of the easier Elite Fours, if not the easiest. And then I'll say this.
Besides everything that we mentioned, this run, like I said, went really, really well. I'm very pleased with it, even though I did end up losing the race. I took a bunch of games off Cook in practice, actually every game that we did. but that's how it goes. I got to showcase one of the glitches that happened during the run, so that was always cool. And like I said, it was extremely close, so that's what we wanted.
Dragonite hype.
Dragonite.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm just now getting to the end of this. It is actually quite down to the wire there.
Yeah, he has about 1.5 minutes on me at the end here, but Dragonite gives him a lot of trouble. And I almost make the comeback, because I remember I either ran out of blocks that's coming up pretty soon, because I got Dragonite's health pretty low. I either ran out of blocks or messed up a chain or something, or else I could have sniped the win probably by 4 seconds right at the end. But it is extremely hard to like time when their health's gonna drop and stuff like that.
Yeah, the times the times on this game get a little crazy at the highest levels. I mean my personal best, which as far as I know is still the record on console, is 17 minutes 32 seconds for this mode, which do not ask me to replicate that, because it's going to take me a hell of a long time to replicate that.
Yeah, that is about 8 minutes faster than what this run is at SGDQ. It's an incredible run.
Rest in peace. You lived a good life, bud.
You lived a good life, bud. Yeah, that could not have ever said it better.
I had a Dragonite sitting on my shoulder, and then I think literally as soon as he healed, then Dragonite fell off my shoulder. And then Cook finishes there at like a 24:43, I want to say, something like that. But that's a really solid time. Anytime you get around 25 minutes, that's really good too. And I finish up pretty quick after this. Just a little bit too late on it. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy everything that you saw, you enjoyed listening to us, even though it can be boring a little bit, please, you know, get in contact with us, leave us a comment on here. We would like as much people as we want. Even if this game doesn't make it into the next marathon, we just want an ever-growing community, just so, you know, more people will get into it and play it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know I'm always willing to help people, so please, by all means, if you have any questions of either of us, we are more than willing to impart our knowledge, because there aren't that many places you can go to actually to get tips and tricks for this game. We haven't really put all those ideas down on paper yet, so please seek us for our knowledge.
And don't get discouraged. I say it's an RNG heavy game, but over the past 2 years when we've been running this, we have found tricks that have made it easier to beat some people, especially on Puzzle League, which I would consider the most RNG heavy out of all of them. But we found like certain tricks dropping like a certain combo block that would make the computer just literally not know what to do.
Oh yes, yes, the computer in that game is quite dumb at times, and there are definitely ways to abuse it.
Oh, and I promised mobile chat. Shoutouts to mobile
So,
chat. I've been hanging out with you.
overall, if you're a speedrunner, GDQs, I love them. You should definitely go out and check them out sometime, because they're definitely worth it. If you're within driving distance, it doesn't cost too much as long as you like room with 4 people. Overall, I appreciate everyone who has been part of the community or who has watched us in the meantime, because it really does mean a lot to us, and we were so happy to get this game in last year, and I hope we can do it again this year. Any last thoughts, Cards, before we head off of here?
No, I can't think of anything good to add.
Alright, well, I appreciate you guys watching. This was Cards of the Heart talking with me. Please subscribe to this guy on YouTube and follow him on Twitch, because I swear he is the best Puzzle League runner I've ever seen before.
Oh,
He's gotten like world records at point in time on like every game and still holds a numerous amount. So mass respect to him. Please check him out. He streams what, like 4 or 5 times a week, something like that.
I try to do more, but that's usually how it ends up.
Yeah, so you can catch him just about any time, usually late at night.
Welcome back. My name is
But again, I appreciate everyone for watching. Please contact us if you want to do some Puzzle League stuff with us, and I hope we can get this into the next GDQ.
We are raising money for Doctors Without
Yeah, let's
Borders.
hope.
Alright, see you guys later.
Thanks for watching, guys.
And it'll be grand. So stick around. We'll be right back after this commercial break.